begin with breaking news out of southern Lebanon, where we're getting reports that 3 Hezbollah members have been killed in another targeted Israeli strike. The attack on a car happened in the southern town of Ghandouriyeh, and it comes a day after a drone attack killed one of Hezbollah's top commanders, Wissam al-Tawil. He's due to be buried in the area later today. Let's bring in Zeina, who's on the line for us from southern Lebanon. So, Zeina, what more do we know about this latest targeted killing?
Well, what we understand is that there were 3 people in that vehicle, members of the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah, and the car was hit by an apparent Israeli drone strike, the second attack of its kind in as many days. The attack happened in Ghandouriyeh. We were on that road. We were very close to that village because we were making our way to Khodr, where the Hezbollah senior field commander is going to be buried. And he was killed in Khodr just 24 hours ago. So as you can imagine, the situation is escalating. Targeted attacks, assassinations seem to be Israel's new strategy. This will be the 6th targeted assassination, if you like, in the past 2 weeks of commanders or members of Iran's so-called axis of resistance. So Hezbollah has still not commented, but it is in a difficult position because you have this strike and then yesterday's strike killing Wissam al-Tawil, and a week before, its ally, Hamas, is number 2 man in Lebanon.
Right.
Salah al-Aruri was killed in a Hezbollah stronghold.
So it appears
Hezbollah's, yes.
Yeah, it appears, Zeina, that we're looking at a new campaign of targeted killings of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. And as you've said, I mean, Hezbollah until now had been trying to avoid an all-out war. How might they respond now?
Well, we have to see whether their response will be calibrated. But I can tell you, since that strike, we are getting reports of multiple launches of rockets into northern Israel. It's what we have been witnessing for the past 3 months since Hezbollah joined the battle against Israel to help relieve its ally Hamas in Gaza. But those rocket or missile launches or even drone attacks targeting Israeli military positions along the border don't seem to be deterring Israel. Israel seems on escalating this conflict. In many ways, Israel is negotiating. It is trying to have a stronger bargaining position as it tries to pressure the Lebanese armed group to move away from the border. Israel's concern right now is to restore security along its northern front to allow tens of thousands of Israeli citizens to return home. Hezbollah is not allowing them to do that, and Hezbollah is saying that they're not ready to discuss anything until Israel's aggression on Gaza stops. So it is a very dangerous situation. The cycle of violence is continuing, and it is only escalating.
Okay, Zeina, thank you for the moment. That's Zeina Khodr on the line there from southern Lebanon with the latest on what appears to be another targeted attack by Israel on members of the Lebanese group Hezbollah. And as Zeina mentioned, there have been multiple rocket launches into northern Israel. Let's speak to Laura Khan about this. She's joining us from Shlomi in northern Israel. Rocket sirens going off near where you are, Laura. Tell us about what's happening.
Rockets and drone sirens going off not far from where I am. It's been happening in the last 2 hours all along the border. I am in a place called Shlomi. It's a town usually of around 8,000 people. At the moment, there's barely anyone here, a few stragglers coming in and out. But I just want to show you why this town is important. You can see just behind us, there's a big zigzag of a wall. There was a security fence there before, but they've built a wall in the last couple of years, and it's created a real point of contention with with Hezbollah, because just to the right, you have Lebanese territory, to the left is Israeli territory, and then just to the south, as you work your way down, there's Israeli homes there. And Israel is trying to push Hezbollah all the way back to the ridge. They say that is a natural border for them. Hezbollah disagrees with that. They say this is their land. So not only that is creating a point of contention, but also, of course, the killing of Wissam al-Tawil, the Hezbollah commander. And in a very strange break of ambiguous policy from Israel, Israel Katz, the newly appointed foreign minister, has admitted that they did kill him. So we have heard now about an attack, a Hezbollah attack on a military base about 20 kilometres away from us. We are trying to confirm that at the moment. But I just want to show around us. The Israelis have been talking not only about pushing Hezbollah back, but not bringing the tens of thousands of evacuees back along the borders. Usually 80,000 along this 120-kilometre border. Now there's only a few people coming in and out. And as you can see behind me, it's a complete ghost town. They say they won't bring them back until Hezbollah pushes all the way back by at least 30 kilometres. Certainly a concession it's not willing to make, and it's really pushing both sides to the brink of war. And there's a lot of military posturing here. But there's also scars of war here. We're walking just along a little ridge along here. We saw smashed windows everywhere. We saw scattered children's toys and scar marks in the ground where mortar has landed. So it's still a very precarious situation here. And we've also seen those rocket sirens going all the way from the east and continuing along west to close to where we are now.
So a very volatile situation, Laura, with reports of a Hezbollah attack on a military base in northern Israel and rocket sirens and drone sirens going off near where you are. Of course, we'll come back to you when you have more information about these latest developments.